against, in part, I do think I think there were two things that happened kind of all at once as Kathy was allegedly having this breakdown. She directed some of it towards the DJ with certain words and some of it towards the assistant. Now, yeah, I mean, now we have a situation where this whole thing is right about her saying all this stuff and throwing glasses and punching walls, all allegedly against Kyle. And right, it just, now I think Rinna's a master at what she does, like when she's leaving the party. And
Totally.
she's like, she's like, I just need to leave. Like Rinna, listen, this is why Rinna is good at the job. I don't necessarily think someone told her to like leave. I think Rinna knows like I'm too upset.
She
like
needs the empathy. Yeah.
She gets how this job works. So, but no, I mean, I do think that they're covering this. And I'm listening, everyone's like all the 1,000 comments. Like, so what? I agree. I mean, it's not what's so shocking that a very, very wealthy person has a breakdown. I'm not taking these words out of it, but when people are like, she had a breakdown, this and that. And I understand everyone that's like, I don't believe. And by the way, it's like my new, thank you, Heather Matarazzo from Welcome to the Dollhouse for coming on Behind the Velvet Rope and giving me my new phrase. I'm sure this phrase existed forever. The new phrase that, I've been using it forever. Two things get to be true. And I swear to you, she said this on my podcast about Anne Heche and my interview with her and Ellen. And she's like, I love Ellen and I love it or whatever. Two things get to be true. I'm not standing here on a soapbox for Lisa Rinna. I'm not like anti-Kathy Hilton. I'm just saying, I think Rinna is great at the job. I think Kathy Hilton is wonderful. And I think this happened. I that doesn't change my feeling of thinking Kathy's great. I mean, sorry.
I agree.
Two things get to be true, but I do think this is a cover-up. It doesn't make sense. The editing, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Now I'm not putting a stamp of approval on these words or because we don't see it. We don't hear it. I'm just dealing with it doesn't make sense. And I'm not disagreeing with you that maybe part of that's Bravo, but I do believe all this other subterfuge that, there's lawyers. Listen, I know people in Hollywood. I know people that know, I've gotten texts. I could read these texts and that's what you all really want to hear. Trust me, but we will not be doing that. But I get these texts from people that are in this world, Beverly Hills. They know Rinna. They know Kathy. Multiple people are like, wow, I can't believe what Lisa Rinna is doing. That's what they're saying. They're like, Kathy is so, and I'm not saying this makes it okay. I'm just saying they're like, she's so deep rooted in like they're saying like, well, if Rinna goes and tries to get a dinner reservation, like they're really like, this is like you're speaking out of it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be allowed to. Right? Nene sued a network. Like it's great that people are not afraid, I guess, anymore in the world to do. But she was just like, wow, Rinna, wow. It's like Kathy is deep rooted. And so when you hear about lawyers and agents and managers, and it's Kathy Hilton. I believe it. I believe it that it's all happening and stuff is edited. I believe it all. Yep.
Okay, I do want to say this. I do want to backtrack. Okay, so people, whatever, you can yell at me and backtrack. I do want to say this. It is very, I don't know. I don't want to assume. I hate like making assumptions of people like they're racist or whatever without any, proof, right? And Sutton did come forward at the start of this season and say that it was absolutely not true. Did Garcelle say it wasn't true? Rinna alleges that Garcelle wasn't around, so didn't hear it. But Sutton,
Sheree Zampino on my show said that her and Garcelle had enough sense to go to sleep that night. Like, thank God we weren't there. That's what Sheree said on my show. So
I find Sutton to be incredibly credible. And Sutton says it's not true. And I do feel like at the same time, everybody, I don't give a shit who you are, Garcelle, everybody has something to lose because we all have skeletons. Like we've all done shit. We all have things.
How do the other girls have something to lose? Like, for instance, like they didn't say it. You see what I'm saying? Like, why would like a Rinna, I understand why Kyle wouldn't want it out there. But why would Rinna care? Why would like a diet, you know what I mean? If these aren't her friends, why
Well, because you're assuming we know everything that Rinna and Harry Hamlin have ever done or said in our life. We don't know. I mean,
So what?
how do we
They're
know?
just afraid like Kathy will come and say something.
I
Maybe.
don't, maybe it's not even fear so much as it's like maybe Rinna and Harry have a plan. They want to be on TV for 2 more years to help Delilah and Amelia Gray. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it could be any number of things. Part of me is like, okay, if Rinna doesn't have anything to lose, I don't know. I guess Rinna is in people's DMs or answering messages and saying it was homophobic and racial. I don't know.
Could I see the Kathy Hilton that? I can't see it. I mean, I know everyone points to Paris and whatever in the past. I mean, it's hard to imagine, right? And I guess this is
Kathy doesn't seem like that. She seems very loving, understanding. And Kathy's so rich. Like Kathy doesn't seem like she even, gets things like, when she was saying, oh my God, what is it? Homeless, not toothless. When she's saying it's toothless, not, I think those things are funny. Like Kathy doesn't know. Kathy's just like, I don't know. So I want to say this. I don't want to assume that I'm with you. I think something else happened. What is it that happened? I don't know. I don't want to put out there that Kathy was racist and homophobic because we really don't know that. We really don't, aside from Rinna. But I mean, Kyle's never said anything. Sutton denies it. I don't know what Crystal's stance is. Crystal's been friends with her for years, reportedly. Garcelle's friend. So
do you think two things? Someone left a public comment or something in my DMs. I don't know where I read this on my YouTube, but someone had a good point. Where the fuck is this driver? Who drove this fucking car? And where is that person? And does that person have any money?
They have NDAs. I mean, don't you think? Come on, they all have NDAs.
Maybe.
They're not going to. And yeah.
Yeah.
They all have NDAs. They're not going to. You want to be sued by Kathy? You want to be sued by NBC? No. I mean, no, nobody does.
No. I know. I mean, no, not really.
I think Nene paid a huge price financially for suing them. Like, it's like we talk about Erika Jayne. I mean, Erika is every penny she makes is going to these attorneys. Like, I don't blame her. See if you can keep those earrings because eventually she's probably going to have to sell them to pay her attorney fees.
And yes, like that other attorney, we know all about it. It's putting money in her account and blah, blah, blah. But
yes,
she still has, these problems. Yeah, no, I mean, I get so right. Like, here's the other thing too. Why would Sutton and in any way try to cover and say this didn't happen if it was against her assistant, who is actually a friend? I mean, I see they're out at night. I mean, I think this is like a little